as a human being.
Yeah.
Because I'm an audience first. Then all the other titles come along.
ये कातिल आंखें जो है ये सब इसी का किया करा है मुझे मेरा कोई हाथ नहीं है इसमें.
I'm so honored and grateful for the fact that she's chosen to back this.
And I don't think I fit every part.
When I'm talking with these guys, when I talk with Alia a lot, we don't really talk about projects. We talk about life.
In fact, that I see other mainstream actresses in as well. I can, while we're creating them, I'm like, oh, this would be great for this one. So
Whether you're Vicky or Ranveer
Yeah.
or anyone else.
Or anyone else,
releases
please
on the
watch it.
23rd.
This is Himesh and welcome to Pinkvilla. Today we have with us the team of Poacher. Welcome to Pinkvilla, guys. It's lovely having you here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
we have to mention that a
One
very
is
integral
missing.
part of the
Oh my
team,
gosh.
which
Yes,
is
she-
Nisha,
In the
is
Misha.
not
Yeah.
here because she's not well.
Yes.
But we miss her and
I wish she was here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alia, my first question is to you. Darlings, Jigra, and now Poacher. There's a certain zone of cinema which you are tapping upon as a producer. What draws you towards these stories?
well, the journey with Poacher is a little different because I came on board after its creation.
Yeah.
But the intention with which I came on board is the same as like with a film like Darlings or a film like Jigra.
Yeah.
Which is its emotional core.
Yeah.
It's what it did to me as a person. What I've responded like after watching the show was not as an executive producer, as a human being.
Yeah.
Because I'm an audience first. Then all the other titles come along.
Yeah.
And what can you do to make sure that everybody watches it and it, everybody consumes the content because it's content that needs to be consumed.
Yeah.
And it's also very entertaining. So, number one, emotion, and number two, entertainment,
Right.
of course. And that combination, when it comes together, you get Poacher.
Poacher. True. And engaging it. From the trailer, it
Yeah.
seems like a show which will
Yeah, when
keep
I
you
say
on the-
entertaining,
Yeah.
I mean like thrilling, engaging,
Yeah.
moving, smile, laugh,
Yeah.
cry, everything.
And Ruchi sir, when did you first come across the subject, or how did Poacher come into your life? Like, when did you decide to make a film on this subject?
Well, I think I said it in the press conference.
Yeah.
There was a documentary I was doing in 2015.
Yeah.
Which was called India in a Day. It was crowdsourced.
Yeah.
So on one particular day in India, October 10th, 2015, people sent me footage of their lives with their phones
Okay.
via Google. And I took all of that and made a film called India in a Day. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
One of the pieces of footage I received was of an ivory raid in Delhi, which was conducted on that day. And the Wildlife Trust of India, an NGO, sent me that footage,
Okay.
coincidentally. And I looked at it and I said, this is crazy. It's literally cops and forest department officials busting down a door in Delhi and finding ivory. I was so shocked by this footage and so moved by it. I called them and I said, I cannot use this. I need context for it before I can use it. And it's not going to fit in my doc. Give me a few years, I'll come back, learn about it, and do an entire series on it.
Wow.
That's how it landed. It landed on my lap.
Correct. So, and how long did it take for you to bring it all together?
Then after Delhi Crime, which released March 2019, I started right away,
Yeah.
like a month later, 2 months later, researching. And then, here we are,
4 years.
5 years, I guess.
Wow.
5 years later. Yeah, 5 years later.
Wow. Nice. Dibyendu sir, there is a certain amount of angst in your eyes when in everything that you do. Even in Poacher,
You're an angsty person, yeah.
like there are very few actors who can emote from their eyes, and you are one of them. How do you manage to do that? Be it anger, be it the calmness, everything is there in your eyes. How do you do that?
आंखों का खेल है फिर ये कातिल आंखें जो है
हाँ.
ये सब इसी का किया करा है मुझे मेरा कोई हाथ नहीं है इसमें my lord jokes apart but yeah मतलब हमने भी जिंदगी में थोड़ा सा कथाकली के भी एक्टिंग एक्सरसाइजेस करते थे आंखों में किया jokes apart but the thing is that yeah what I found that like in human body human हमारे एक्टर्स में दो ही चीज मेरे को लगता है कि काम में आता है एक स्पाइनल कॉर्ड आता है बॉडी लैंग्वेज में ये सब कुछ स्पाइनल कॉर्ड का ही खेल होता है और फेस में जब आता है तो इट्स ऑल आईज सो otherwise you don't have anything like if you see cohesively it's your whole body should work so
which by the way in the way we move the camera on the show it's always moving and everything is about the focal point of an eye every single shot
every single shot
we always choose one eye of the actor because it's going to be one or the other.
Yeah.
And that's our focus point for every shot in the whole series. It's the eye, including the first shot. You'll see the first scene
Yes.
is all about an eye.
Eye.
Yeah,
That's,
even
everything
if-
revolves
yeah.
around eyes. All storytelling, in fact, is human eyes.
Yeah, human
And
eyes,
animal
human
eyes.
eyes. Animal eyes also. Like
Animal eyes,
it's all about the nazar.
100%.
And our experience of it is our eyes,
Yeah.
actually.
और
And
योहान
eyes don't
आइट
lie.
और योहान आइट करके जो हमारा जो डीओपी है वो आपकी यहाँ कैमरा पकड़ता है.
And actually,
Not-
it's not about what it's only seeing. It's about
Yeah.
what it's feeling
It's what it is.
and what it's perceiving.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Eyes can't lie, basically.
Eyes can't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roshan, you have worked with Alia as a co-actor before, and now she's over here as an executive producer.
Yeah.
How do you view the two roles of her?
It's very surreal for me, right? Because I knew that from the beginning of the project, from when I was first auditioning for it.
Yeah.
And this one happened literally after all of our work was done. I'm
Yeah.
speaking about the actors.
Yeah.
The whole show was ready when Alia came on board. But it's so exciting for me, and I said this earlier. I'm so honored and grateful for the fact that she's chosen to back this. She's chosen to guide all the attention that she can bring in this direction.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a really unique show. It's an important show. It's something that I personally had a lot of fun making. And I've also learned as an actor that your experience ends when the shoot is done, and the rest of what happens with that project is not up to you. You don't have any control over it.
Yeah.
So if it goes well, be happy. If it doesn't, don't beat yourself up about
Yeah.
it. But there are some projects where you feel like this one deserves a fighting chance.
Yeah.
This one deserves that an audience plays, like you said, hits play on that first
Yeah.
episode. And I feel like she's increasing the chances of that happening, and for that, very, very plainly put, for that I'm very thankful. I'm sure all of us are. Yeah.
show is fabulous.
I'm sure that's the reason why. Alia, my next question is to you. When you come across a script, how do you decide that this is something I want to just produce and not act in, and this is something which I want to act in? Like, what is the process like where you draw that line? Now that you're getting into full-fledged production as well.
Do you fit the part? That's the most important question. I don't think I fit every part. So sometimes, and I'm working on a lot of stuff right now which I'm not acting in.
Yeah.
In fact, that I see other mainstream actresses in as well. While we're creating them, I'm like, oh, this would be great for this one. This would be great for, or actors.
Yeah.
I'm actually somebody who, and it's something that just very naturally happens. Even when I'm in a film, I don't look at it only from my character's point of view. So how is everybody sitting in this? So yeah, are you right for the part?
You're objective enough to take
Of
that
course.
call. There are very few.
I can't do that will be foolish to think.
Yeah. And Rishi, what have your interactions with Alia been like? Have you discussed another film or series with her?
I've discussed life with her a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is where this all stems from.
Yeah.
Even when I'm talking with these guys, when I talk with Alia a lot, we don't really talk about projects. We talk about life.
Yeah.
And then something kind of falls into place that makes sense.
Okay.
In terms of our mutual desire to explore something together.
Which is actually kind of the way this happened.
It's how this
well.
happened. Yeah. So, this is, for me, I look, personally, when I work with people, I don't intend to work with them once.
Okay.
If I work with people, I love long-term collaborations because I love building trust and then taking that trust to new places.
True.
Right? And that's with everyone here. It's with Nimisha. That's with the whole crew.
Yeah.
My HODs are for Delhi Crime, and now I'm using them here and collaborating with them. And my post crew is the same in many ways. So I'm all about the challenges of making things is increasing. The challenges of being a conscious living human being in this world are increasing. And I'd like to do that with people I love and respect.
And there's a common question for all of you. When we see the trailer, it beautifully merges so many languages in it.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many times when we see a show or a film focus on a single language, irrespective of the region that it is based in.
Absolutely.
Was it a conscious decision from your end? And how did you all react when you came across this concept or this approach to the story?
So just the first part of that, when I was researching the story and I met all these people involved in this case, a lot of them in Kerala Forest Department, character that he's playing is a North Indian born and raised Bengali Kerala Forest Department officer. Kerala, Kerala Cotter. So he's a field director there.
Yeah.
So his mother tongue seems to be Hindi and Bengali. He's learned Malayalam.
Yeah.
And he's spent now the latest part of his life working in Kerala. And then you have another character, Vinod Sharawat plays him, who's a Bihari-born guy, worked all over India, but Kerala Forest Department, very high up. And he's learned bits of Malayalam, but when they speak to each other, speaking in Hindi. I mean, this is just an example of like, when we talk about idea of conservation, and you're talking about something like this case, you have people from all over India that came together. There's no separation of this industry and this industry and this culture and this like. It's just like we are human beings, and if I need to communicate in broken English with you, or broken Hindi, or muddle through Malayalam, we all have a common goal, and I love this. I mean, this is a very humane thing.
In fact, it's one of the questions I asked Richie, because I'm like, so much of it is in Malayali. Like, how did you understand what they were saying? But as a director, that was my first question to him. Yeah. And remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it was labor. A lot of labor.
Yeah, and he was like, he had really good actors, number one. And they did so much rehearsals and prep and all of that.
I've also thought, if I can just add, I've also thought that in a polyglot community like India, we all have friend circles where we speak in multiple languages. We never stick to just one language anymore. People are crossing borders, we're collaborating. Look at this project, look at the director. He's like, Richie is someone who works internationally. Alia is an Indian superstar. We had like actors from different states. So like, if we can all come together for the project, I love the fact that the project also has multiple languages in it.
And you never feel it.
No,
you're just watching it because you're watching it for
And I also love this idea of thought language. We all think in a language.
Yeah.
So there's a scene in episode 7 where they're in the airport and Poonam, I don't know if you'll see it. You'll see it. But Poonam Verma, Mala's walking and she says, "Mujhe bathroom jana hai." She says, "Maire." To herself. Right? She said, so it's very like, and obviously it's all subtitled, but you understand she's not speaking Malayalam in that scene. But she's thought it. She's verbalized the word to herself.
I think that's the beauty of the thing. And last couple of questions, Alia, how do you view the genre of jungle adventures?
That's a unique.
It's very unique genre. Jungle adventure. Poacher is a crime show.
Yeah.
So that's the genre, which is the most watched genre globally. So that, number one, let's clear, it's a crime show. How do I view the genre of jungle adventure? Take me on adventure, wherever it is, as long as it's thrilling, whether it's in a jungle or whether it's in a desert, it doesn't matter. It's about what the story is trying to tell.
You're not genre specific at all.
I'm emotion specific. So it'll stir me, and if it's exciting and it's thrilling and I leave feeling something, correct, great, you got me.
Also understand, Poacher begins as a story about the
animal
forestry jungle. And ends as a story about the asphalt jungle.
So it's a big.
It's important to like this thing. It's a crime show.
It's a crime show against the backdrop of jungles, basically.
Where the crime is happening in the jungle.
And Delhi is also a concrete jungle.
Exactly. It's a concrete jungle. True.
And lastly, Alia, I know you can't speak about it much.
Then don't ask, na?
But still, I'll ask because your fans will be like, why didn't you ask her?
But we'll talk about it later.
I know, but just I'll address it.
You ask the question, I'll give you my answer, which may not be an answer to your question.
Done. You are teaming up with Sanjay Leela Bhansali again on Love and War with Ranveer Kapoor. How excited are you for that? And what do you have to say about this casting coup, which is the talk of the town on internet 1 month since the announcement?
And Vicky Kaushal.
And Vicky Kaushal, of course.
And there's lots to say, and hence we don't have time. So all we can say right now is Poacher releases on the 23rd of February.
I somehow knew this answer.
It's out globally on the 23rd of February. No, but
whether you're Vicky or Ranveer or anyone else,
please watch it. Yes, absolutely.
I'm sure they'll watch it too, and the audience as well. On that note, thank you so much. Lovely speaking to you, and wish you all the best.
Thank you so
much. Thank you so much.